Well, we've made it through cornerstone episodes of FIM's first 4 seasons. Now we'll be jumping forward to Season 5, where the show expanded upon the Season 4 finale, continuing Twilight's journey into princesshood, with her coming to grips with her new status and her new castle. So let's look back on Season 5's premiere, the Cutie Map, also known as Cutie Markless. We begin with the main 6 gathering in Twilight's new castle, as they remind us about the Season 4 finale, pondering on where exactly this new castle could have come from.
Found all 6 keys, defeated T-Rex, and got this sweet castle. End of story. Yes, but why?
As they all sit down in their respective seats, a grumbling comes from the ground and out grows a round table with a magical map on it.
Is that new? I like it.
After the intro, the group marvels at their new map, soon noticing their cutie marks are glowing and vibrating, letting them know of missions that will send them all across the land.
So, thanks to the map, their special butt tattoo symbols basically became pagers.
Once their cutie marks on the map point to a distant land, the main 6 agree to head out and see why they're being summoned there in the first place.
Maybe I'll just stay here with Spike. Awesome! Me and Big Mac have a huge weekend ahead of us talking hoofball and trading hoofball cards and arguing about hoofball stats. On second thought, maybe I'd better go with them.
Just wait a couple of episodes and we'll see them having another guys' weekend playing D&D with Discord. The main 6 hop a ride on the Friendship Express and land in the middle of the desert, discovering a small town called Our Town, filled with some slightly creepy ponies with smiles that even Pinky doesn't seem to trust.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I know smiles, and those smiles, they're just not right. Those smiles are bad news.
So you know something's off when Pinkie Pie of all pony is questioning your smiles.
Forget the smiles. Look at the cutie marks. I bet there's some sort of horrific monster behind it. What makes you say that? Because fighting a horrific monster would be super awesome.
It would make sense that Rainbow Dash wants to fight off another giant deity. Some pony here has been paying attention to most of the premieres and finales.
Welcome.
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 God, it is like being in an equestrian town of children of the corn and Stepford wives.
Welcome. Pardon my forwardness, but are you an alicorn?
That there's the Princess of Friendship.
Well, you've certainly come to the right place for friendship.
Well, you're creepy.
What brings you to town?
We're not entirely sure.
I see. Well, all are welcome here in our little village.
The 2 stallions, Double Diamond and Party Favor, introduced the main 6 to the village leader, a unicorn named Starlight Glimmer. So yeah, you could definitely tell she's a villain because her name and aesthetic is very similar to Twilight. Mixed with Aria a little bit, come to think of it.
Why does Equestria have so many of these alternate Twilights?
Perhaps it would be easier to understand if I gave you a tour of the village. Heads high, ponies, marching proud!
And now a song where we see this whole town's rhetoric is that every pony is equal, even eliminating individuality in competition.
Excuse me.
Bizarro Christy Ian, what are you doing here?
Well, I am just here to say that this is a bunch of economically far-right, anti-leftist, anti-communist, pro-capitalistic propaganda here, obviously made to promote a toy line to sell to little girls. The least you can give this Starlight Glimmer is that she's trying to rebel against the filthy capitalist imperialist system at play here in this made-up land of talking cartoon horses.
Sorry to say, but I really have no clue of what you just said.
Look, Bizarro Chris. This kid clearly does not understand politics, and this probably is not the right place to be discussing this.
Yeah, well, sooner or later you're going to have to get your head out of the sand and wake up to reality. I'll have you know I am very edumacated on a lot of this stuff, people. I happen to watch 8 hours of Hassan Piker a day.
Ugh. I would hate to see what regular Christy Ian would have to say about this.
Actually, according to the good people over at the Daily Wire, like Matt Walsh, this cartoon is actually a bunch of woke leftist propaganda trying to perpetuate the idea that, communism is cool and everything. And that is definitely what they are saying with this episode. And don't even get me started on episodes of Bluey, I tell you what.
You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife.
Welcome. Care to sample some local fashion? We've got cloaks this month.
Wonder no pony's wearing anything.
Yes, but Rarity, don't you remember what Applejack said all the way back in season 1?
Beg pardon, Rarity, but we don't normally wear clothes. My name is Sugar Belle. What can I bring you? We have muffins.
Nothing but muffins, huh? Well, certainly sounds like Derpy's kind of village. So this Sugar Belle Baker pony hints that the main six should all meet inside because it seems they're being watched.
Let's all sit here and eat these muffins and act normal. I think we're being watched. You think?
After making Pinky eat all those terrible muffins, they head inside and meet with this Sugar Belle, along with Party Favor and a Pegasus called Night Glider. After a fake-out to make it seem like they're all evil, they actually invited them down so they can ask a bunch of questions relating to cutie marks, special talents, and having friendships with those of differing opinions.
How do you take some pony's cutie mark anyway?
The cutie unmarking is a beautiful experience. Starlight uses the Staff of Sameness to magically take them away and replace them with these.
So the villagers, along with Starlight, bring the main six to the cave that has this cutie mark vault. But here, it seems the main six are surrounded.
It's a trap!
Okay, Admiral Akbar.
You've spent your whole lives thinking those marks are a good thing.
Give them back!
Well, now you can spend the rest of your lives here, with us. And we'll teach you just how much better life can be without your cutie marks.
You know, normally I would do the to be continued right now bit, but that was genuinely a creepy way of ending part 1. After all these years, I still have goosebumps from that. After a recap, part 2 begins with the main six being locked in confinement and forced to listen to conditioning broadcasts from Starlight, as the girls slowly start to lose their individuality. Pinky becoming boring, Rainbow losing strength, Applejack not being able to speak in countryisms, and Fluttershy can no longer speak to animals.
Go on now. Fly away and get us help. Oh, even tweets don't make sense anymore.
It's funny because it's true, but let's be real, Fluttershy, they never really did.
Something odd about that staff. I haven't studied Eastern unicorns as much as I should have, but I'm pretty sure Meadowbrook only had 8 magical items, not 9, and I don't remember any of them being a staff.
Interesting that the staff was allegedly owned by a pony called Meadowbrook, and then we'd end up seeing Meadowbrook along with the rest of the pillars in Season 7. After some time to think, Twilight realizes that they can use one of them as a Trojan horse. Pun! They choose Fluttershy on account of her being the most accepting of the village once they arrived, so while the rest of the main six are kept in confinement, she can hopefully be welcomed in with open hooves and be able to get their cutie marks back.
Will you kindly tell us the names of those friends who so desperately miss their cutie marks that they would sneak around in the shadows talking to strangers about it?
It was me! It was only me!
Certainly wasn't the first time that a character played by Samuel Vincent sacrificed himself to save his friends like that. Isn't that right, Double D?
There's only one thing to do. Someone needs to go down and give him a timeout! I'll go.
So while Party Favor is locked up with the rest of the main six, they settle Fluttershy into Starlight's home while her house is being constructed. This proves to be a bit foolish since Starlight not only has the main six's cutie marks in mason jars under the same roof, which makes it a lot easier for Fluttershy to get instead of keeping them in the cave, and on top of that, Fluttershy catches her sporting an actual cutie mark, meaning she's just a big fat phony. The next morning, Party Favor is released from confinement and we get one of the 2 best faces in the episode.
They wouldn't stop talking about how different they are, and that somehow makes their friendship stronger.
Such backwards thinking.
but I didn't listen.
But as Starlight gets too big for her britches, Fluttershy reveals her secret to the rest of the village. She soon snaps under the pressure and reveals the Staff of Sameness was actually Bupkis, and was really just a piece of wood she found in the desert this whole time.
Well, at least that explains the stupid name. Seriously. Staff of Sameness? Even for this show, that is a dumb name.
And now for the second best face in the premiere.
Every pony has unique talents and gifts, and when we share them with each other, that's how we—
Quiet!
So as she retreats back to her house, the rest of the village runs into the cave to get their cutie marks out of the vault. But Starlight decides to escape with the rest of the main six's cutie marks and leaves her escape route wide open for the main characters to follow her. But in an interesting twist, the main six are actually not the ones to keep up with her. No, it's the small band of village ponies that we got to know, and I actually like the change of pace here. This time we get to see these new characters use teamwork to stop the bad guy instead of the main six.
I can't believe we have to count on these other ponies to save our cutie marks. If we hadn't come here to help them, they'd still be living under her rules. Now it's their turn to help us.
And I know they can do it.
Once they get their cutie marks back and Starlight is now surrounded, Twilight offers Starlight a chance to join them, but she retreats into the mountains. Instead of going after her, they decide to call it a victory as the village is now back to having their special talents again. And so, the two-parter ends with the village celebrating their newfound freedom and the main six celebrating a job well done.
We brought real friendship to these here ponies. Guess that's why you're the princess of friendship.
But the map didn't send me, it sent us. You're a part of me, all of you. And there's no doubt you're a part of my mission to spread friendship too.
Overall, this is still a very good episode, and I still think it's a solid way to have started this season. The plot is straightforward, with nothing feeling too rushed. The tension was there, and especially in the ending chase scene. Starlight is an interesting take on a villain, since she's not a giant monster or directly trying to destroy Equestria. Every character, old and new, got a chance to shine. The moral is surprisingly mature for a show of this type, and I give this one credit for feeling different compared to some of the other season premieres. It's not just a giant deity that the main characters have to fight, or exclusively Twilight's character development. Here, it's a different type of threat, and the focus is on all of the main six as a group, as well as setting up the map as a plot device for the rest of the season, and in a way, the rest of the series. Say what you want about Season 5, but I still think this is a very good episode and a strong way that they could have started it. Next time we'll be looking at another special episode, that being Episode 100, Slice of Life. But until then, I'm the Pony Fanboy, I fanboy over ponies, and you just listen.
We bought the industry to Russia. We proletariat from bourgeois. Now everybody has a Porsche. La vita mitra like a horse. I took a little piece of Georgia over, brought all the glory to my mother Russia. With everybody in the sport, they all see that communism is a force of nature. My comrades, we need corn. Collectivize the farms and form. My men, we have to send them into storm. My oats and wheat, you know I like to eat them.
Well, that works too.
Okay!
I'm sorry, where are those balloons coming from?
That angle.